The birth of a school is a period of construction and a concept. There's certainly a physical building. However, a school culture is also established at conception. It was August 2023 when the doors opened to students at Atlantic Collegiate Academy for the first time. The school year started by renting a space in Myrtle Beach to operate during its first year. Meanwhile, the skeleton of a school started to appear a few miles away in Conway, South Carolina. This would become the school. The construction continued all school year and into August 2024. At first, it was walls and building floors, then a large, lush sports field, a parking lot, and a new vibe for this unique charter school. The new campus was ready for students by the end of August 2024. Students came to campus to find a new school, a fresh new gym floor, outstanding athletic facilities, a large weight room, and an expansive campus with unmatched beauty. The new school was now ready for its rigorous academics, its dual enrollment college program, and its outstanding athletics. This is the birth of Atlantic Collegiate Academy.
So there was the birth of ACA, the start of our new school. Gotta say, it was quite a transition moving from Beach Church to our new building, but I hope you enjoyed our journey getting there. So this is our new podcast. We're called the Armada Tour, and you're gonna be hearing from us every week to give you updates on what's going on with the Armada. So without any hesitation, we're gonna jump right into the Broadcasting Club, which I am the advisor of, and we had a couple of our members interview me to discuss what the Broadcasting Club is. Followed by that will be a summary of the Journalism Club, headed by Mrs. Hodges. So you'll get to hear about all the plans we have coming up here in just a short minute.
Hey, I'm Dale O'Brien.
And I'm Colin Bueller. And today we're here with Mr. Peistrup. He's the leader of the Broadcasting Club, and we're hoping that we can get some answers. So first, what is the Broadcasting Club, and what do you see in it?
So the Broadcasting Club was a vision I had of getting students to actually do play-by-play and filming of games. I had done this back in Vermont a while back, and could never really get the students involved. So it was just me and the gym teacher doing all the games. So my vision was to get students doing this, get them interested, and hopefully by doing this and getting the games out there will help promote more school spirit than we already have. And the ultimate goal is for us to eventually be televising every single game we do, home and away, on some streaming platform. That way, if parents can't make the game, they can watch it on whatever streaming platform we're going to be working on.
I was on the Broadcasting Club last football season, and it was off to a little bit of a rough start. How do you feel from the progress from last year to this year?
Well, the good news is we've definitely grown. I mean, last year it was just you and Bryson. When we started the year off, we had 17 people interested in the Broadcast Club, but that number has dwindled a bit. So I think right now we're sitting at about 9 or 10. So, but I know a few of them are a little hit and miss. But hopefully we can continue to grow because there is huge plans in the works with Dr. McKinley about this broadcasting club. So
Awesome.
So another question I have is, what exactly can people do in Broadcasting Club?
well, a lot of kids think it's just either working the camera or being in front of the camera, which I know some kids are a little nervous about. There's lots of jobs in this. You could be an editor, you could be writing questions for interviews. There's so many different levels of this. Once we get really going, especially with this podcast, we're going to be mixing them. So there's going to be that aspect. I know lots of kids edit videos a lot with whether it's TikTok or whatever. So, that's another plan, is getting things edited, maybe making highlight reels for athletes. I mean, there's lots of potential for this club, not just, filming games and doing play-by-play. So, no matter what your talent is, you definitely have a job here.
I just have one final question. What exactly are your goals and plans for the future of this club?
Well, the immediate goal is to have regular participants available to do every single game. Right now, we're focusing on the home games, but eventually we will be getting to the away games to where we're streaming them online. I mean, that's my short-term goal. My long-term goal is to have a full-on setup. Not quite ESPN level, but where we've got games regularly, we've got highlight reels, so that way athletes can send those off to their colleges and just grow and grow and grow.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mr. Peistrup.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Dale O'Brien, and today I'm here with Mrs. Hodges, leader of the Journalism Club. Ms. Hodges, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, and I just have 4 questions for you, if you don't mind. First one being, what made you want to take on the Journalism Club, and how do you think the club has progressed over the years?
Yeah, excellent question. So the first year that I taught at ACA back at Beach Church, as an English teacher, I really saw a lot of these kids' talent when it came to writing. And I felt like their talent should be shared outside of the classroom. And so I spoke to a couple students about putting together a journalism club. There was a little bit of interest, and so we went with what we had. And I think in the last couple years it has grown into writing articles and doing interviews and publishing this work on our ACA website. And the students get quite excited to see their work out there, which is exciting for me as the head of the journalism club and an English teacher to see them so thrilled about it.
That's awesome. And what's a moment where you saw a student discover a talent they didn't know they had?
Oh gosh, there's quite a few. For instance, I have a few students this year who came into the journalism club hesitant if they wanted to join. They came to the interest meeting, they wanted to try it out, and it's taken a couple weeks for them to get comfortable, but that's fine. That's just what trying a club is all about. And in this last segment, they had an article published. I helped them out a little bit, I helped them edit, but I think once they saw their work published on our website and kind of saw the whole picture, they got very thrilled about it, and they've already picked up 2 more segments to write about. So that makes me happy when I see them excited about the work.
That's awesome. And speaking about the students getting comfortable, what do you think is the right mindset for them to have when they're covering a story for the school or the community?
Oh gosh, the right mindset. So definitely want them to be professional, but I think it's important for them to also pick topics that interest them, because at that point, students will be more interested in writing the topic and just find joy in it, more joy than writing about something they're not super interested in.
Mm-hmm. And I just have one more question. If you could see the Journalism Club or even this podcast in the next 5 years, what do you see? What are your visions?
Oh, I see this could really make it big. Between the Journalism Club and this podcast program, in the next 5 years, I could see us interviewing, not only for the journalism, but also podcasts, some really big names. I think that the more we professionally work toward articles and these interviews, we could pull in some big names within our city, within our state, and possibly within the country. Some sports names, some journalism names. I mean, really, we've got connections. And I think that if the students are devoted to journalism and the podcast, we can try our hardest to make it happen.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you, Mrs. Hodges, for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck in the upcoming years.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
So there's our clubs. Any students that are wanting to join, definitely room for you. We have a lot of clubs here at ACA, not just broadcasting and journalism. So any club that you want to join, and we're also very open to students that want to start their own club. So if you've got an idea of something that doesn't exist, by all means, bring it up. Our next segment is you're going to hear from our new principal, Dr. McKinley, who's got a lot of plans for ACA as far as expansion, making it a better place for our students, our faculty, and the community in general. So here comes Dr. McKinley.
Hi, I'm Dalen O'Brien.
And I'm Kylan Bueller, and today we're here with Miss Dr. McKinley.
Well, Dr. McKinley, thank you for joining us. And first question I'd like to ask, with you being the first new principal here at this school, how do you feel the progress from last year to this year?
Well, thank you for asking me that question, Dalen.
You're welcome.
We are making tremendous strides. The difference between last year and this year is we're moving into a more structured environment, and that is expected when a transition occurs. So from the changing of the guards, from the old guard to the new guard, there are many things that change. And in this instance, not only are there athletic changes, there are academic changes, and so change is just all around us. We have new employees working here, we have the returning staff, and it's just that everyone has to get used to it. But one thing I can tell you, Dalen, that stayed the same, we are still a small school. We are still a safe school. We are still a school that will never have more than 700 students in this building. Not only that, but we have high academics and elite athletics. It's going to remain the same.
Thank you for that answer, Dr. McKinley.
You're very welcome.
All right, speaking of athletics, how do you view our teams?
Oh my goodness. I am so in love with every single athletic team that we have here. And the reason I love it is because their GPAs are all above a 3.0. So I view athletics as a tool to push academics. And we're successful at both of those here at ACA.
Now, Dr. McKinley, speaking of athletics and academics, what do you see in the future for the school in terms of those?
I knew this question was coming. And I get, Dalen, you shouldn't have went there. I get so choked up about it. One of the things that this school is missing is an athletic field. We have practice fields, but we do not have a field of our own to play on. I've got a vision, but that vision cost to the tune of $4 million. That's all it takes. We need $4 million. And what that $4 million is going to do is going to provide us, the school is already state of the art. We're asking for a combo field nothing short that another city hadn't already done on the other side of the United States. I'm looking for a turf field. It's a combo field that the football team can play on, the soccer team can play on. I envision right up here is where the baseball team will play, and diagonal, right down here is where the softball team will play. We also need a jumbotron. But if we can just get started with that field, anything that you can do to help us will be greatly appreciated. As you know, we are a charter school, and charter school, their schools are low on funding. Our schools are low on funding, and whatever we do, we have to raise the money, and we're not above that. We need athletic fields here, and I believe that you are going to help us with that. These fields that I'm asking for, please understand that right now, in the season that we are in, we have 7 D1 prospects on our baseball team, but we don't have a home field. We're so thankful for those in the community that are coming together, they're banding together, they're helping us. However, ACA needs its own. When we get our own field, we're going to be able to do more in the community. We're going to be able to help out the athletic community of Myrtle Beach. We are the ones who believe in giving back. We believe in serving our community. We're going to allow the young people to come and use these fields so that they can have a home field to play their Little League games on. Pop Warner, Little League, we're inviting everyone to come out once these fields are built, but we need your help. There's nothing that we can do alone. We need your help. And I'm asking from the bottom of my heart to please help this community out by helping us get an athletic field that our students deserve. These are not just my students, these are our students. These are the community students. These are Myrtle Beach students. These are the state of South Carolina students. Don't you think they deserve that? That's the least we can do. Oh my goodness, I just get amped up when we begin to talk about a subject that's near and dear to my heart, and I want these kids to see that it's not just a vision in Doc's head, but it's something that can come true. It's something that will come true. It's something that our students can look forward to.
Thank you, Dr. McKinley.
You're very welcome.
Now I have one last question.
Yes.
Do you think school spirit is high? Do you think our students are participating enough in events and going to games?
I'm so glad, Colin, that you would ask me a question like that. Were you at the game last Friday night?
Yes,
It's when we were playing in the playoffs, football. Okay, I'd never seen anything like a student section like this. Now, I've been to plenty of the college games, I've been to plenty of pro games, but at the high school level, our school spirit, student participation is at an all-time high. So it moved me to tears. I was standing over by the concession stand. I want to give a quick shout out to the Carolina Community Forest family for allowing us to use their field. And I was over there, and Pastor Mark ran up to me and he said, "Doc, I love watching your students. They are so engaged." Our students were cheering. Our students were banding together. These students never sat down. When the game neared the end, they all came out of the stands together and they marched as a unit, something similar to a marching band. And they marched and they went down to the end of the field to greet the winning team, which was the Armada. I was so proud. But yes, to answer your question, our students are very involved. We have school spirit days here, and I would have to say at least 90% of our students participate in that. As a matter of fact, they've asked me for some additional days that they would like to have as school spirit days, and so I'm considering that at this point. I also want to let you know that not only are the students actively participating, however, they're actively participating in the clubs that we have here. This broadcasting club that we have is next level, Kylan. I love the broadcasting club and the fact that they would go to the game and they are not only ready to announce the games, but these students are actually filming the games, they're making highlight tapes, and I really believe that this is cutting edge for a high school, and I love the fact that ACA students are on it, they're excited to be there, they're excelling in what they do, and I can't ask for more.
Thank you, Dr. McKinley.
You're very welcome.
You gotta love when your principal gets emotional about things. So that was Dr. McKinley. Our next segments, we had two teams that had their successes this year, but had some struggles as well. So we're gonna start off with our girls golf coach. He's replacing Mr. Paskey this year, brand new, so we're gonna hear from him. Followed by that, we're gonna hear from Sophia Miroff, our freshman star tennis player, to give a summary about the season.
Hi, I'm Dalen O'Brien.
And I'm Kylan Bueller. And today we're here with the golf coach, Coach Zach.
Coach Zach, congratulations on a successful season. How do you feel being back-to-back runner-ups in state?
I feel pretty confident, and that I was able to carry on what Coach Paskey, now Vice Principal Paskey, has put together as a team. I think the girls held it together very well through the season. Yeah, I was very comfortable with that.
That's good.
Being the newer coach, how does the team view that?
It took a little bit of time. The girls, they had confidence in their previous coach, and I had to kind of build the trust with them to let them know that I'm only trying to develop more fully on what has already been set. I'm not trying to change standards or status quo. Just want to build it to a greater standard.
Now, you had a pretty big shoe to fill.
Yeah.
Was there any nervousness or anything coming into the season?
Oh, 100%. 100%. My background, I work with independent athletes, and so this is actually the first time that I had worked with a team, and it was definitely a lot of learning curves, and the shoes to fill were huge. Yeah. So there was definitely a lot of nervousness, a lot of learning to be done. So.
All right, and we have one more question for you. What plans do you have for the future? What dreams do you have?
So for ACA golf, my ultimate plan is to develop a program that is leading with tournament golf. One of the things that I've seen in junior golf, and this is all over, that the standard is you play against teams for 9 holes, and then when you decide to go play on a college level, you're kind of behind the 8 ball on it. You haven't really experienced those 36-hole and one-day tournaments. You haven't really experienced back-to-back tournament play, which you do in college. So my goal for ACA is to be leading in that format, is to get them the experience and so that the transition into a college team isn't as inadequate as what it may have been previously.
Well, thank you, Coach Zach, for joining us.
Well, my pleasure.
And we wish you the best of luck the next season.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kylan Bueller, and we have Sophia Miroff here with us. She's one of the best girls tennis players. So Sophia, what were you expecting coming to ACA?
Coming to ACA for the girls tennis team, I was expecting an encouraging and supportive team that always helped me whenever I was playing my worst and best, and just always tried their best when going out to play.
And would you say you got that coming to ACA?
Yeah, for sure. My team was really great, and so were the coaches.
All right. How would you explain the success or struggles of this year?
The successes would be like, of course, us playing our best and like being able to go out and play all the time. And our struggles were definitely like are such a small team and like lack of players, but we still like got through it and tried our best. And especially with one of our teammates being injured.
So you are a freshman, correct?
Yeah.
And how would you explain, was there any pressure being new at this school?
I didn't really feel any pressure because like I've always played tennis and I'm just kind of used to it. So it was just pretty good and normal.
And where do you see yourself playing tennis in the future?
I'd like to see myself playing college tennis and just like, even if I don't play college tennis, I'll still play tennis like throughout my whole life because I really like it, and yeah, I just want to improve as much as I can.
Wonderful aspirations. Thank you, Sophia.
You're welcome.
Well, it looks like we've got some exciting futures ahead for girls golf and for girls tennis. Now, our next segment, you're going to hear from Coach Church, our volleyball head coach, who had a great season this year and went a little farther than they did last year. So he's going to give you an idea of what that season looked like this year.
Hey, I'm Dalen O'Brien.
And I'm Kylan Bueller. And today we're here with Coach Church.
Coach Church, thank you for joining us. How do you feel about your team's progress over the season?
When we came into the season, we were, obviously not as experienced as some of the other teams that we played against. Had a lot of sophomores that were freshmen that were moving up as sophomores to our varsity team. And when you have that, obviously there's some growth challenges, we'll say. But I thought we did a very nice job of coming together as a team with some senior and junior leadership that allowed the sophomores to come along slowly, and by the end of the season they really started to contribute to our progress and our success.
Okay, that's awesome. So, Coach Church, for those who don't know, how far did we get into the playoffs for volleyball?
This year we lost in the lower state championship to Philip Simmons, who eventually won the state championship. Last year we made it to the third round, which is the round before. So this year we advanced one more step, and hopefully, if the trend continues, we'll be in that state championship level next year.
And how do you feel about the team's future? Like, what do you expect out of it?
Because we did have so many sophomores on this roster, obviously we'll lose Callie Jones and Addison Autry and Katie DeLay, who were starters for us the last couple of years, and losing them will hurt. But we also have some good sophomores that had to stay on JV this year, and they'll really be able to come up and contribute to our success. And most of our girls play year-round now, so hopefully over the next few months and summertime they'll be able to develop and really help grow our program to the next level.
All right, thank you, Coach Church.
Thank you, Coach.
Absolutely.
Well, it sounds like we've got some exciting times coming up for our volleyball team. This year they went one step further than they did last year. Hopefully by next year we can bring home that state title. Our next segments are going to be about our football team. So Coach Rivens will be up first, followed by Broderick Evans, our starting quarterback. And there was a lot of expectations about football this year, but I'm not sure if this was one of them. They definitely wanted to get to the playoffs, but they took it a step further, and Coach Rivens and Broderick will explain that to you shortly.
Hey, I'm Dalen O'Brien.
And I'm Kylan Bueller, and today we're here with Coach Rivens. Coach Rivens, congratulations on winning the playoff game. How exactly has this affected the team's morale?
First of all, thank you. The team's excited. We tell the 2 seasons we started off 0-5 and played some tough opponents at 3 of those 5, and we just felt like each week we just kept working toward the goal, and going into the season, the goal is to make the playoffs, and we've done that, and trying to move forward.
I saw a newsletter, a South Carolina high school newsletter, of a prediction of this game coming up. One of the predictions said that Atlanta Collegiate would lose 27-10, and I'm well aware that most of the players know this. How does this affect you guys? Or you just brush it off?
Well, I personally don't think about it, but I use it as motivation. But the last 4 weeks, I'm sure we weren't predicted to win the game. So to me, and I think to us, it's nothing new. Just have to go out Friday night and prove it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So, Coach, how exactly, what's the relationship between you and your players?
I feel like it's a good relationship. I'm the head coach, but I feel like, I have open door policy, and all our players are know they can come talk to me anytime. But, on the other hand, they know that I expect a lot of hard work and a lot of things from them. So I think it's a pretty good relationship.
I just have one more question, Coach. The game kicks off tomorrow night at 7:30. What do you expect from your players, especially the defense coming into this game?
Well, I hope the whole team is excited. Opportunity, we'll be playing in a great environment down there at their stadium. And, another Friday night to play where, half the state is at home watching. So I know our guys will be really excited. Just hope we focus and don't get out of character and do what we've done the last 3 weeks.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Hi, I'm Dalen O'Brien.
And I'm Kylan Bueller, and today we're here with quarterback Broderick Evans.
So, Broderick, at the beginning of the season, Brennan was quarterback one, and then obviously you came in and transitioned to be the starting quarterback. What was that moment like for you, and how did you handle that?
It was very unexpected. It was kind of just, they threw me in there, told me I was going to start against Oceanside, and I just rolled with it.
Right place at the right time. So, Broderick, where do you see the future of this team going? You think we're going to make it all the way?
I believe we had a good shot. We have a good shot this year at making a deep run in the playoffs.
And Broderick, you obviously being quarterback one, how would you describe your leadership style?
Personally, I am more of a quiet type of guy. I'm not very outgoing much, but it's different on the field. You have to bring out a different side of you.
Oh, yeah.
So
Being in the moment. Yeah. So, Broderick, what's your relationship between you and the coach and the players?
I have a very good relationship with a lot of players. That's kind of part of my job, being the quarterback. I have to get along with everybody, especially my offensive line. They're the ones that protect me, so
Oh, yeah.
gotta have a good relationship with them.
And Broderick, I just have one more question. Who's your biggest role model on or off the field?
My biggest role model probably would have to be my dad. He's the one that pushes me and helps me keep going, even when I have to wake up very early for football. Whenever I don't feel like it, he's always there to push me. So,
Coach Evans is a very motivating guy.
All right, thank you for your time, Broderick.
thank you for having me.
Thank you, Broderick.
So, bearing in mind, this was shot before the second round playoff game. Unfortunately, they did not win that game, but it was very competitive. Gotta say, that was a close game, and I felt like ACA should have won. Our next segment, you're going to hear from Dr. McKinley as well as Professor Warren. Professor Warren is the coordinator of our dual enrollment program here at ACA, and they're going to give you a rundown of the true nature of ACA with our dual enrollment program.
Hi, I'm Dalen O'Brien.
And I'm Colin Bueller, and today we're here with Dr. McKinley and Professor Warren. So the first question I have concerns dual enrollment classes, and I was wondering, what are the benefits of taking these dual enrollment classes?
Well, I think to start with, it's a way to try to get your associate's degree by the time that you graduate. That helps out a lot if you're going into a 4-year program, because most universities will accept the first 2 years of an Associate of Arts program, and you can start as a junior. I think that's one.
Another benefit is that we offer those classes starting in the 10th grade, which is your sophomore year, which gives you a little more time to be able to study and matriculate through those classes. And I think it is a fabulous opportunity to gain more than just goodness. Woo. I think it is a wonderful opportunity to be able to gain a high school diploma and an associate degree while stepping across the stage, showing not only one accomplishment, but 2 accomplishments ending your high school career. And I think that most students, when they hear about this, they're really excited because now they can do more, they can go farther at the end of their high school career. Also, when you take a look at athletics, with athletics, it allows the students to be able to play more at the next level, to be redshirted so that they can gain more experience, depending on what sport that they're going into.
And I have a question to follow up on the athletics. Does dual enrollment ever affect the athletics at all?
Yes, it does. Because at the end of the day, it's dual enrollment. So there are different portions, if you will, to dual enrollment. There is the high school portion and the college portion. So if you are not passing your classes, you will not play.
There it goes.
So obviously, I'm sure you advise most students that they should take these dual enrollment classes. The second question I have pertains to what upcoming courses are we going to have?
Well, hold on, Colin. Before we step into that, I want to respond to what you just said. Yes, we do advise the students to take the dual enrollment classes. Keep in mind, it is a part of the ACA charter. It is an expectation that once a student gets into the 10th grade, that they will begin to take 2 dual enrollment classes at once. Yes.
We're also an honors school, and even our high school classes are all honors classes here. We don't, as far as I know, offer anything else. And
Oh, no.
No. And the dual enrollment, I think, is the whole idea when you come here. You're a wonderful athlete. You work hard. And we find that a lot of people who work hard at their sports are trained for hard work. And a lot of our athletes are some of our best students. Wouldn't you agree, Doc?
Oh, certainly.
Absolutely.
And what dual enrollment courses would you recommend to a student starting out in dual enrollment?
I would recommend starting in 10th grade with electives, as many as you can get in. And if you can do 4 electives, that's generally 12 credit hours. I would recommend in grade 11, you take English, 101 and 102, because that's certainly required. You take your math, try to get it out of the way, and your history. I think that you can take foreign language in grade 11 or 12, either one would work, because you have to have been accepted into the English program. And we like our students by grade 12 to have only dual enrollment courses if possible, and they don't even have to be on campus certain days due to that.
That's awesome.
You know, with us talking about that, I would like to say, first of all, thank you for coming, Professor Warren. Professor Warren is the director of our dual enrollment program, and he certainly has been an asset to the ACA family. He's been here since day one. And he and I started out together as colleagues, and we're still colleagues. But just having a person of his stature in place to actually run the dual enrollment program, somebody that's been teaching at the collegiate level more than 25 years, I think is certainly commendable.
Thank you.
And again, we're so glad to have you as our director, because not only does he bring that experience to the table, but Professor Warren is also over our world languages program. So he runs the world languages at the high school level and at the collegiate level, and he teaches both of the foreign languages that we offer here at ACA, and that would be Spanish, and that would also be French.
I can't wait.
I'm excited about
that. We now have a dual language model, and it's wonderful. For some students who are eager, in grade 11 they could take Spanish or French, in grade 12 they could take the other one. And those are the three national languages of the continent: English, Spanish, and French, of all three countries in North America. And that is a new thing that we're working on towards dual enrollment, because having other languages is one of the most, I guess you would say, when you see that on a resume, you're going to take it seriously. And Doc grew up bilingually, so did I. So.
Yes.
And I just have one more question for the both of you. What happens if a student fails or drops out of a dual enrollment class?
Well, they have to have two. We are on a scholarship program. It's PACE. And that requires students to take 2 college courses in the fall and 2 in the spring. Now, hypothetically, if they have 3, they can drop one. We do not recommend it unless it's an emergency. But if you drop to where you only have 1 dual enrollment course, you have to pay for the other course, and that's part of the scholarship fund.
Okay. Well, that's all I have. Colin, are you good?
Yep, I think that answered all our questions.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us.
Merci.
Thank you for having us.
So that was amazing. I mean, really, how can you argue with 2 years of free college? That's the attraction to ACA right there. Our next segment, you're going to hear from Coach Perkins. He's one of our assistant football coaches, but we're going to change gears a little bit, because another thing about Coach Perkins is he's a retired Marine veteran. And he's going to talk about the importance of Veterans Day and what his experiences has brought to our school here.
Hello, my name is Colin Bueller. Today I'm here with Coach Perkins. So, Coach Perkins, tell us about what you do at ACA.
Well, here at ACA, I am currently the head coach of the junior varsity football team. I am also the running backs coach for the varsity football team.
So, what was your role in the United States as a veteran of the Armed Forces?
Well, I was in the United States Marines, and during my time as a United States Marine, I was a 0352, which is a tow gunner initially during my first 4 years. Once I re-enlisted, as I moved up through ranks, I became a Marine combat instructor, where I work with a lot of young Marines in preparation for deployment, preparing them to work together and go off to a deployment.
So I'm sure you had a lot of fun in the military. What was your favorite moment as a veteran of the military?
Some of my favorite moments was 2 of them. One of them was when we traveled overseas, having an opportunity to interact with a variety of different individuals from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different cultures. A lot of great Marines when I was, a lot of great military personnel that I met when I was over in Korea. And another favorite moment, a highlight of my career was me being promoted from sergeant to staff sergeant as a United States Marine. It was a huge accomplishment for me.
So it sounds like you served a pretty fulfilling career.
Absolutely.
What was the most stressful time as a veteran?
Oh, there's quite a few. Some of the most, one that sticks out to me was just training Marines. Getting Marines to understand the importance of working together as a unit, working together as one, and getting them to trust my ability to lead them, because without them working together, that can be a significant deal breaker, when it comes to, life or death situations. So sometimes it can be stressful with different variety of different egos,
Right.
but I was able to get it done.
And would you say your leadership role in the military helps your coaching style?
Oh, absolutely. I embrace, with these young men that I coach, My number one goal is to inspire them to be great in life, to put their best foot forward through the sport of football. And as a Marine and being a leader, I realized that putting your best foot forward in life is paramount to being successful and never giving up and pushing through adversity. What helps define your character as an individual is how you overcome adversity.
All right, and I have just one more question for you. What would be your message to any students that are thinking of joining the military?
Well, I would tell anyone, I'll be brutally honest and say first and foremost, it's not for everyone. If joining the armed forces is something that you are entertaining doing, it comes with a host of great opportunities. However, you're gonna have to work for it. Nothing is easy in life. It will make you a better person and force you to great limits that you never knew that you could conquer.
All right, thank you, Coach Perkins.
Thank you.
Well, Coach Perkins, thank you very much for your service. We greatly appreciate it, as we thank all of our veterans for their service. Our next segments, now that we're transitioning from fall sports to winter sports, you're going to hear from both the girls and the boys basketball coaches, giving you a little bit of a preview of what to expect for this coming season.
Hello, I'm Kylan Bueller, and today we're here with the girls basketball coach, Bill Zotalskis. So Bill, what can you take away from the playoff experience from last season and build the team this season?
Well, I think we surprised a lot of people in going as far as we did last season. It was my first year coaching, so there was a lot of learning going through the entire season, and we peaked at the right moment. We really played well in the postseason, surprised some upsets and knocking out some higher ranked teams, but it was a great experience for those. And we returned everybody but 2 players, so we have a strong nucleus of players who are coming back that know what we're doing system-wise, but also are very hungry to go further than we did last year. So we're excited about that opportunity.
All right, and do you think that any newer players are going to make a big impact on the team this season?
There's no doubt. We have an influx, I think, of 6 new players, a couple of freshmen, and then 2 sophomore transfers. Angelina Collins, who's here from St. James, and then Dazina Capers, who came in from Loris. Both are very successful at their programs and looking to step in and really give us a little more depth and a little more athleticism and create that atmosphere that we're trying to create here of success. And then the freshmen are stepping in right away and showing every day. Aaron Williams, we got Jayler Hemingway, and then also Taylor Buttles, who happens to be a phenomenal soccer player as well. All show the ability to step in and play and compete. And it's really made our day-to-day practices so much better because the competition is fierce.
Sounds like you have a lot of amazing players. How do you measure leadership and confidence of your players?
Yeah, well, it comes every day from our 2 captains, starting with Micah Davis, who's my only senior, and then Ada Jordan, who's my sophomore. They were both elected captains by the team. And it's really how they conduct themselves every day. They come to practice every day to work. They hold themselves accountable. They hold their teammates accountable. And that leadership really transcends to the rest of the team with the expectations of how we play, how we compete. And they also take on active roles. Our upperclassmen, I have Zanaya Blackman and also Kaylee Johnson and Amanda Garza, who are all juniors, know what we're doing here, and they also help bring the new kids along, explaining things, make sure they understand how we practice and how we play, and it's really helped us be very competitive very early on.
All right. What do you love most about coaching?
Just watching the overall growth of my players over the years. This is my second year here at ACA. And what I've really enjoyed is just watching how even the kids from last year, how they've grown maturity-wise. The freshmen and sophomores I had last year are now sophomores and juniors, and they've grown so much in maturity and how they conduct themselves, and it really comes into how our team practices and plays every day. They hold each other accountable. They like each other. They're a great unit. They function well as a unit, and it's because of our leadership. Our captains are very approachable. They care about their teammates very, very strongly, and it transcends every day in practice.
And what do you think a successful season looks like this year for the girls basketball team?
Yeah, I think our expectations are to go further than we did last year. But as a coach, my measurement is going to be day to day. We want to get better every day in practice and improve from game to game, that we've improved on certain skills. and make that run at the end of the season when we hopefully will peak at that point and we're all on the same page. Right now there's a lot of learning going on, but the competition and the effort is phenomenal. So nothing but the best should be expected for us at the end of the season.
All right, thank you, Coach. Success
Thank you.
to the
Appreciate
girls
it. Thank you for the
basketball
time.
team. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Dalen O'Brien.
And I'm Kylan Bueller, and today we're here with Coach Buss. So, Coach Buss, I was wondering, we have some questions about the boys basketball team. Considering the success of the boys team last year, how do you handle filling the role of head coach?
I will handle it any other way. I come from Christian Academy, and we always was one of the top 2 teams in the state. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to be one of the top 2 teams this year. They got a second preseason rank. So we're just going to take it in stride because it's a young team. And with a young team, you build from November to February. You don't want to peak too early.
And many of last year's starters have moved on. What are you looking for from your returning and new players as well?
Yeah, really only, I think, Anton and RJ, so 2 guys, and TJ played a little bit. So, you know, my senior class is TJ and AJ. I'm looking for great leadership from those 2. And with Anton and RJ, I'm looking for them to groom the younger guys early because our schedule is pretty tough to get us ready for region play, and that's what the games that count the most is region play, and see how the young guys play early and get them ready for the region play in January and February.
Mm-hmm. So, coming to ACA, what initially attracted you to be the boys basketball coach?
I love the atmosphere that they have there. You know, the program was already built by Coach Harrison and Coach Massey, where it's one of the top programs in the state, and I'm not afraid to coach a team that got high expectations. With this team being young, I had to tell them early that the team last year won the state championship, not this year, so y'all have to build on that. But the goal is still the same: win the region and get back to the state championship game.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of the seniors as well, what do you expect from them on the court this year?
I expect a lot of leadership from TJ and AJ. AJ just came back from football, so he's working his way back in, but TJ's been a great leader, especially to the younger boys, because we're probably going to be starting 1 freshman, couple sophomores, 1 junior, and then 1 senior. So we're kind of young, but TJ's been taking them under his wing and showing them the different things and explaining them what me and Coach Justin and Coach Coulter and Coach LeBron's been trying to explain to the kids, because the system is different from last year. So we getting there. I've told them this is a marathon, so once you start off right and build confidence for the younger group, then that should build on for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. And so the last question we have is, what do you think a successful season will look like this year?
Oh, we have to get back to the state championship game. I'm not going to say we have to win it, because you have injuries and all sorts of things like that can happen, but the goal is always to get back. And once you get back, anything can happen, but we're going to take it 1 game at a time, and then once the playoff comes, we're going to take 1 game at a time during the playoff. But I've told them my expectation when I took over the job, no matter who was coming back, that we want to get back to the state championship and then see what we do when we get there.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Coach Buss, for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck in this upcoming season.
All right, thank y'all for having me.
Of course.
Well, thank you very much, coaches. We look forward to great seasons for both girls and boys basketball this year. So as we close out our first episode of the Armada Tour, I just want to thank Carolina Media Arts Center for all of their assistance in getting us up and running. You're going to hear more about them in the future, but they're the ones that have actually gotten us started here. But you can look for a new episode every week, with the exception of school breaks. This is the Armada Tour, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thank you.